Arsenal fans, we should be excited. And I think there's more than one reason why we should be. I want to have some discussion with you in this video. I definitely want to get your opinion on a few things. And I've even got some transfer news that I'm going to bring you in this video as well. Before we get into it though, just very quickly, if you could do me a favor, just hit like on this video. So we are 100% going to be starting on that Bayer Leverkusen game. I'm going to tell you why I'm so excited, not just about this game, but going forward as well. But the first discussion I want to get your opinion on is Jesus versus Havertz. These were two guys going into the preseason that I was looking at and thinking these guys need to have good preseasons. They're both looking so sharp. So I just want to ask you, who do you start the season with? Who do Arsenal start as that number 9 in the first game of the season? Is it Jesus or is it Havertz? Let me know in the comment section and I'll give you my opinion in a minute. So how impressive was that performance? How exciting was it? You know, coming off the back of the Euros where England fans have had to endure Gareth Southgate ball, to be seeing a performance that balanced, that impressive. It's just so good. You forget how good or how beautiful football can be until you see a Mikel Arteta performance, an Arsenal performance that makes you think, wow. And some people might say, what are you talking about? This is a preseason game. Why are you overreacting? Bayer Leverkusen are behind Arsenal in their preseason preparations. And I say to you, no, they ain't. Why does everyone keep saying this? Bayer Leverkusen are at the exact same point as Arsenal in their preseason preparations. Their season starts next week, basically. Our season starts next week, basically. These are teams that have played basically the same amount of preseason games. Leverkusen have played 3. Arsenal have played 4. Okay, we've got an extra 90 minutes in our legs. But we've rotated so many players. Bayer Leverkusen basically had a full team out. And we saw the amount of rotation Arsenal had. And still, they was unbelievably impressive. So many things I want to get your opinions on. So many things I want to tell you why Arsenal were impressive. I just want to start with the simples. Look, 4-1 win to Arsenal. The things that impressed me, look, I've got them listed here. Outside of the box shots, how good was it to see Arsenal or an Arsenal team comfortable having these outside of the box shots? So many times last season, Arsenal could have been accused of overplaying. Why are Arsenal overplaying so much? Why are they not just getting the shots away? That's something we've saw, not only yesterday, but in the preseason as well. Is this an instruction that Mikel Arteta have been giving these players? But not just that, how impressive was the movement off the ball? I mean, Arsenal last season were impressive with their movement off the ball as well, but just to see it again was really, really exciting. Some players I want to talk about and single out. Trossard. The discussion going into this season is, look, Trossard was brilliant for Arsenal last season, but it's probably going to be Martinelli that earns that place back in left wing. And looking at Trossard over on the tour in the US, you could probably think, right, yeah, this is definitely Martinelli's season. But Trossard coming in with a performance yesterday that makes you reconsider that thinking. Trossard coming with a performance as if to say, don't forget about me. Don't forget what I done for this team last season. Look, how good was Leandro Trossard? Even Zinchenko. So many people saying we need to sell Zinchenko this window. Was I guilty of that? Maybe. But Zinchenko just showing you how he can be effective, the way that he can impact the game and showing you what attributes he offers Arsenal that maybe some of these other left-backs don't. Now, I think Lewis Skelly should definitely be singled out as well because I thought when he came on, very, very impressive. He's not even a natural left-back. The qualities he has, I'm excited to see if Mikel Arteta does keep him and use him. Now, the only thing that makes me think he might not is there's so much traffic in front of Lewis Skelly. Is this a player that you look at and you think, look, maybe he will benefit leaving Arsenal on loan? Let me know your thoughts on it. Because of the amount of bodies Arsenal have in that left-back position, like I said, we saw the ability that Lewis Skelly has. This is a player that needs to be playing. This is a player that can develop. Can he develop at Arsenal with all these players? Let me know your thoughts on it. Do Arsenal need to maybe sell one of their left-backs that maybe they won't use so much? Maybe a Kivior, maybe a Tomiyasu, just to allow a pathway for Lewis Skelly to succeed in this Arsenal team? Or do you think we maybe need to send him out on loan to the Championship or the Bundesliga or a La Liga team just to aid in his development? Let me know your thoughts on Lewis Skelly. Also, Fabio Vieira. I don't know what the plan is with Fabio Vieira. Look, I've heard people saying we shouldn't have sold Smith Rowe. We should have sold Fabio Vieira instead. I don't think either of them are the right option for what Arsenal need right now, if I'm being honest, because it seems Mikel Arteta is convinced that Fabio Vieira can play that right wing for Arsenal. In terms of technical ability, when the ball's at his feet in that right wing position, I can understand it, because if he cuts back inside, he can play it centrally. But when he's kind of in those situations where if it was a Saka, you're kind of boxed in, Saka knows what he's doing. He's going to attack the defender and try and whip the ball in. But Fabio Vieira, to me, just doesn't seem like the type of player that has the ability or has the attributes to succeed in that right wing position where he's kind of boxed in and you need him to get round to, like, there's two players there. There's no option. Like, Fabio Vieira has to craft an opportunity for himself. He doesn't really have the pace to try and trouble a defender by going in behind. That, like I said, he is very technical. To me, he seems more a central player. How many minutes can he get in them central positions with players like Odegaard? Not only that, Jorginho or maybe a Nwaneri. Does it hinder Nwaneri by playing Fabio Vieira centrally? So that's why Mikel Arteta's looking at it and saying, look, he's left-footed. Bukayo Saka's left-footed. Let's just stick him out on the right and see what happens. I think we're losing. The drop-off from Saka to Fabio Vieira is so great. And I think we saw that in the second half when Bukayo Saka come on. Like, how good was it to see Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice back? I was panicking, or not necessarily panicking, but thinking these guys might not make the start of the season because they might not have enough minutes in their legs. Mikel Arteta deciding to throw them on basically at half-time, give them plenty of minutes. And I think it was good to see for sure, because the opportunity that Saka created for the Havertz goal, like I said, something Fabio Vieira was unwilling to do. Go past your man, go deep, beat the man, whip it in. We've seen Saka do that so many times last season, and as soon as he come on, or while he was on, we saw that impact. It come off a player, landed in front of Havertz, and Havertz was able to knock the ball in. Very impressed with that. So I'd be looking at that and saying, look, Arsenal on the pre-season tour, was they super impressive? No. Did they have to be? Not necessarily. I think the games, or the last two Emirates Cup games, or the two last games before you go into the season, like I said, these are the games at the Emirates. These are the games where you need to start showing what kind of form you're going to go into the season with. And if this is anything to go by, like I said, I'm very, very excited to see what happens this season for Arsenal, because I think we have all the ability. I think we have all the attributes. I think we have all the ingredients needed. Now, would I like a couple more ingredients added into that pot so we can make things different, so we can try different looks? Of course. But like I said, I'm just so happy with that performance. I'm not getting carried away either. Some people might be saying, like I said, it's just a pre-season game, but the ingredients are there. Arsenal have such a good team. Arsenal are one of the favourites this season for a reason. It's just so good to see Arsenal back. Now, if we keep playing like this going into the season, like I said, we got them hard, difficult games. We've got so many good teams early on. If we need to hit the ground running when we start these Premier League games, and these next two games, you should be playing at the level you need going into that season. So the next game, we have to play at the same level, and then that means going into that Wolves game, Arsenal should be at a level that is much higher than what Wolves can deal with. We need to take the 3 points. So excited. In other news, Aaron Ramsdale to Wolves, in like I said, transfer news. Aaron Ramsdale to Wolves in a kind of Bentley plus cash deal is the latest rumours I'm kind of hearing. But what I would say is with that deal is Arsenal obviously want Bentley for a second or first choice keeper. I would hope it would be a third choice keeper, but you never know what Arsenal's going to do. Ramsdale, look, so many people are saying Arsenal should be given a chance more to Ramsdale, or Ramsdale should be staying at Arsenal because he's such a good backup keeper. I've had that opinion for so long last season. Now kind of the season's finished, I've had some time to think about, like, what's my thoughts actually on the Aaron Ramsdale situation, and I think we have to sell him. Is Aaron Ramsdale a good backup keeper? Yes. If you're getting a Ramsdale 2 seasons ago, is this current form of Ramsdale a good backup keeper? I'll probably have to say no, because we saw him again in the games last season. Think back, in the game like against Brentford, how did Aaron Ramsdale play? He looked nervous. In a couple of other cup games, how did Aaron Ramsdale play? He looked nervous. There's so much talk around this Ramsdale thing. Like, I think we do just need to sell him, because, like I said, if you're getting a Ramsdale 2-3 seasons ago, then that Ramsdale is an unbelievable backup. The drop-off from Ramsdale and Raya wouldn't even be that much difference, but you're not getting that current version of Ramsdale. You're getting maybe a nervous Ramsdale. You're getting a Ramsdale that does make mistakes. So I think it is best for all parties if we can move Aaron Ramsdale on. So if Wolves want to offer Bentley plus cash for Aaron Ramsdale, I would be okay with it. Depending on the price, of course. I think you can't offer us 10 million. plus Bentley. But if we can get, I don't know, 25, 35, let me know your thoughts. What's a fair amount for Ramsdale if we're doing a Bentley plus cash deal for Aaron Ramsdale? The last thing I wanted to speak on, like I said, it's striker news. So for some reason, Victor Gyokeres and Osimhen, in the last couple of days, there's more rumours coming out that Arsenal might target one of these two. After the way Havertz and Gabriel Jesus are playing, I'm not sure I fully believe these rumours, but I'll give you my thoughts on it. Jesus or Havertz, who would I start the season with? Havertz, I think, can be more effective in terms of goal scoring, but I don't think, like, if I'm looking at a football player and just looking and doing the eye test and thinking who's a better footballer, on form, Gabriel Jesus is one of the best players on the team. I know so many people get frustrated with Jesus because he doesn't have that end product, but if we can get the Jesus who joined from Man City 2C or whenever we signed him, like that version of Gabriel Jesus was electric. I think so many people forget how good Gabriel Jesus and how much he brought to the team when we first signed him. If we can get a Gabriel Jesus of that kind of level and maybe just improve on the finishing slightly, I don't see why Gabriel Jesus won't start. We've heard Mikel Arteta come out and make some comments that makes you think, oh, look, he's very happy with what Gabriel Jesus is doing. He said, I looked at Gabriel Jesus when he came back for pre-season and something was different. Since then, we've seen him play Gabriel Jesus a couple of times. So I think going into the new season, Mikel Arteta might even revert back to what we saw at the beginning of last season with Jesus up top and Havertz in that number 8 position. So many people got frustrated with that, but I think Mikel Arteta might try it because I think he's looking at Gabriel Jesus when he's in this kind of form and saying, I can't drop you. And he's looking at Havertz and saying, I can't drop you. So the only way you can get these two players in the team is by playing Jesus up top and playing Havertz in that number 8 role. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think Mikel Arteta will opt to do that? Or like I said, let me know your thoughts on who you think is going to start the season. In terms of Victor Gyokeres and Osimhen, I think, like I said, the rumours are out there, so there's no smoke without fire. There must be conversation or there must be an interest somewhere, but I just don't see it. Like, with Jesus in this kind of form, I say this kind of form, the season's not even started yet, but like I said, looking so sharp, Arteta coming out and commenting how good Gabriel Jesus looks. Do I see Arsenal going out and spending this mega money that will be needed to drag one of these players out of their current clubs? If I'm being honest, no. Can it still happen? Yes. Just because I think it won't happen doesn't mean it won't. If you're asking me what one of these two players would you want, I think it's difficult. I think it's very difficult because if they're both on top form, they both can be great players. But I think there's still a lot of questions about Gyokeres. But also, I think there's a lot of questions about Osimhen. In terms of profile, you'll probably say Victor Osimhen is the more closer to being world-class player. I think Osimhen's the bigger profile. I think Victor Gyokeres could work in this system, and I think Osimhen could work in this system. If Arsenal was going to buy one of these two, I'd actually be happy with both of them. I don't want to sit on the fence on this one. So if I could have the choice of signing one of these two players, it would probably be Osimhen. But like I said, it's probably only by 1%. Like, there's not much in it for me at all in these two players. Let me know who you would go for if you had the choice between Gyokeres or Osimhen. And do you think these are deals that can actually happen? Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Like I said, let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Jesus versus Havertz. Who starts? What's your thoughts on the Leverkusen game? Let me know who impressed you in that Leverkusen game and what's your aspirations for the season? How do you think Arsenal are going to start this season? Like I said, thanks for watching. If you could, before you go, just hit like on this video. Just like it and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.